and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome in. As we get ready to rock and roll here, qualifying about to get underway for the QuickTime Promotions IMCA Modified Series getting underway here once again on a beautiful Wednesday afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Boys and girls, you guys know what to do. Hit that like button, hit that share button, hit that follow and subscribe button. Even if we're not currently live in your rewatch of the broadcast, make sure you pump in and hit those buttons and help us out. As we get ready to rock and roll, drivers out onto the racetrack here. Some quick qualifying efforts here for drivers trying to get their night underway and onto a hot note here as they're already rolling out there on the racetrack. Jared Murphy currently QuickTime here is James Murphy out there on the track in the 65 ride, looking to have himself a good run. Jordan Miller jumping out there as well in the 38M. Mangus Anderson in the beautiful number 7 ride rolling out there on the racetrack. Paul Trax going to jump up into the top spot here, the 68 ride with a quick time. Here is Jaden Sheehan rolling out onto the racetrack here himself in the Majula Say Speed Shop. Sweet Victory Apparel number 5 ride. Billy Deming coming in as well. Billy Deming in the number 55 ride, looking for a good run here this evening as the 55 ride down across the line. Gonna click off another lap here, and he's gonna jump up into that second spot. But the 555 ride, the triple nickel, Majula Say Speed Shop, Sweet Victory Apparel, VLR number 555, Keegan Brown now with that quick time. The 24 ride, the League of Outlaws ESD Performance 024. Trevor Doyle out there onto the track looking for a good run as here comes the ESD Two Fat Guy Sim Racing Promotions number 33A. It is the gunslinger AJ Hunsinger out there on the racetrack looking for a great run here this evening out of that 33A ride. Currently 9th quickest here in the qualifying. As qualifying underway, we'll get ready here for our heat race action in just a few more moments. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome in for another amazing night of racing action. AJ Hunsinger, the gunslinger, up into position number 2, but as of right now, looks like Keegan Brown in the triple nickel ride. Gonna be the quick time here in qualifying. It's a very fast run, a very good car out of that number 555 ride, and currently looking to start in that pole position. You're in heat race number 1. That's how you set yourself up for a great day of racing action, is put yourself in that pole position, make it so that you're not going to miss out on any of the top of the field action. You want to start out in front. You want to try to give yourself that extra advantage over the rest of your competitors right from the drop of the green flag right down to hopefully the start of that feature event, as you want to start out front for that A main feature event as well. As qualifying coming to a close, drivers getting done their final laps out there on the racetrack. Everyone pretty much done here for the evening with their qualifying efforts, so that means we'll get ready here for our first heat race of the day. So things are going to get started up. Things are going to get fired up here in a quick hurry as drivers will jump out onto the racetrack. They'll get ready to rock and roll. It's starting on the pole here in heat race number 1. Quickest in qualifying, the triple nickel ride. That is Keegan Brown. Keegan Brown going to start there in the top spot. A great qualifying effort, giving him that advantage here in the first heat race of the day, as he will start out in front as Clifford Bellamy, my boy Clifford, coming in with that like on the stream. How are you, Clifford? Clifford coming in, some match of that thumbs up as Keegan Brown, our pole sitter in the Majula Say Speed Shop Warrior Wraps VLR machine, there in the top spot. To his outside, the 5.5 ride, the double 5 machine. That is Billy Deming there to his outside. Starting inside of row number 2 in the Sweet Victory Apparel Majula Say Speed Shop Sweet Victory Apparel Warrior Wraps ride. That is the 68 of Paul Trax to his outside. In the 1 ride, that is the beautiful looking SpongeBob machine. That is Jared Murphy. And down on the inside, a row number 3. In the 7 machine, that is Mangus Anderson to his outside. That is Matt Ridgen. And bringing up the rear of the field, that's Trent Bailey of the Majula Say Speed Shop 09 ride. So few 09 or few Majula Speed Shop rides out there on the racetrack looking for some good runs here. That Sweet Victory Apparel 09 machine of Trent Bailey gonna have to try to work himself up through the field, starting back in the 7th spot. As out in front, one Majula Speed Shop ride, the VLR machine of Keegan Brown, gonna get ready to rock and roll, gonna get ready to set us loose. As down at a quarter number 4, we're gonna see the green flag fly. Heat race number 1 is underway as Keegan Brown leads us down through quarter 1 and 2. He's going to take us down the back straightaway for the first time here this evening. Nice and easy down through quarter 3, up and out at corner number 4 in the triple nickel. Keegan Brown is going to lead lap number 1 here in the QuickTime Promotions IMCA Modified Series here from Lanier National Speedway. Keegan Brown out in front. Paul Trax trying to work himself up into second as they go 3 wide back here for position number 2. Trax down low. Murphy there in the middle in the 55 ride of Deming up on the high side, trying to make that extreme high side work. Unfortunately, going to slide back a little bit farther here as he's going to give up that 2nd and 3rd spot now to Jared Murphy and Paul Trax, and now under fire from the 7 ride of Mangus Anderson. Anderson trying to get rolling here as well as he's all over the back bumper of that Sweet Victory Apparel number 68 ride up. Paul Trax's Trax trying to keep that beautiful looking American flag ride of himself out in that 3rd position as he's starting to slide back and away from that 1 ride of Jared Murphy. As Murphy up into position number 2, he's looking to try to hunt down our race leader Keegan Brown as Brown out in front, continuing to lead the way. The 555 ride looking very, very good, very stout here in this first heat race of the day as the Warrior wraps. Majula Speed Shop VLR number 555 ride continues to lead the way. Jared Murphy in tow, back about a 2nd behind our race leader and about a 2nd behind him. You see that 55 ride, that is Billy Deming there in position number 3. Paul Trax back to 4th with Matt Ridgen and the number 7 ride battling here for that 5th position as the white flag has been displayed. So for the final time, down and out of quarter number 4 in heat race number 1, it's Keegan Brown who's going to pick up the checkered flag here in heat race number 1. Jared Murphy, Deming, Track, Ridgen rounding out our top 5 there in heat race number 1 as we'll get ready here for heat race number 2. Heat race number 2 going to get lined up here on the front straightaway behind our official iRacing pace truck, and starting on the pole in the beautiful ESD Performance 33A ride, it is the League of Outlaws. 2 Fat Guy Sim Racing Promotions number 33A is the Gunslinger AJ Hunsinger starting in that pole position. To his outside in the Warrior Wrap Sweet Victory Apparel Majula Speed Shop number 5 ride, that is Jaden Sheehan. Starting in position number 3 in the number 024 is the ESD Performance League of Outlaws ride of Trevor Doyle. To his outside in the 65 ride, that is James Murphy. Bringing up our final row here in heat race number 2, it is the 30 AM, that is Jordan Miller. And to his outside in the Chris Cox Gaming number 515. It's the 515 machine of Chris Cox starting there in position number 6. 6 more drivers, 8 more laps of racing action. Heat race number 2 is going to get underway as the 33A, the Gunslinger AJ Hunsinger, going to bring us down to the green flag is out of corner number 3 and 4. He's going to see that green flag fly and he's going to put the hammer down. AJ Hunsinger leads us down into corner number 1. Going to quickly try to slide up in front of the 5 ride of Jaden Sheehan. Sheehan going to try to hold on to that 2nd spot as James Murphy, Trevor Doyle right there in tow, trying to find a way down underneath them, and they're going to find the run. Almost 3 wide there off quarter number 4 as AJ Hunsinger leads lap number 1. Jaden Sheehan now under some pressure. Here's that 65 ride of James Murphy trying to work himself up and around that 5 machine to put himself into position number 2, but Sheehan battling strong, holding on here to that second spot as he uses the outside momentum to stay in front of that 65 machine of James Murphy. Chris Cox quickly up a couple spots here as the 515 machine up into position number 4 and looking for more as Cox has got that car rolling back here, trying to work himself up through the field. Trevor Doyle back to position number 5 and Jordan Miller bringing up the rear of the field here in that 6th position, trying to go to work under that 024 ride for position number 5 on the racetrack. Is out in front, AJ Hunsinger, the gunslinger. Continuing to lead the way here is the gunslinger out in front, showing these drivers how to get it done. Jaden Sheehan right there in tow with the 65 ride of James Murphy, still trying to find a way around that 5 ride. As they head down the back straightaway here, looking to click off another lap. A beautiful run here for Jaden Sheehan, but an even better run for AJ Hunsinger down across the line. He's going to click off another lap here from Lanier National Speedways. He's looking to try to pick up heat race win number 2 on the evening as see Jaden Sheehan right there in second. Murphy there in third. Chris Cox trying to catch up to them back in position number 4 here as he's got a lot of ground to make up and not a lot of time to do it as the white flag has been displayed. So one more time down the back straightaway into corner number 3 and out of corner number 4. It's the gunslinger AJ Hunsinger is going to pick up heat race win number 2 here on the evening in the QuickTime Promotions IMCA Modified Series. We will get these drivers stacked up, racked up, and ready to go. Green Flag Racing, our A-Main feature event, will get underway here in just a few more moments. Drivers going to get ready to rumble here in this one. Yo, Casey Duran. Casey coming in with that heart reaction. How are you, Casey? Anthony Garth coming in with that share on the stream as well. How are you, Anthony? Coming in showing the love. Says, let's go. Chris Cox, skinny pedal through the floor, he says. Skinny pedal through the floor. Yes, Sirski, as we got them lined up and ready to rock and roll. Starting on the pole in the triple nickel ride. It's the Majula A Speed Shot machine. That is the VLR ride of Keegan Brown. To his outside in the 33 machine is the ESD Performance ride. That is AJ Hunsinger starting there in position number 2. Jared Murphy there in that 3rd position as Jaden Sheehan to his outside. Then we see Billy Deming there in that 5th position with James Murphy to his outside. Paul Trax in position number 7. He's going to have the 515 of Chris Cox to his outside there in position number 8 as we do see the number 7 ride here. That is the Racing Boys, Bitcoin Boys Racing, number 7 ride of Magus Anderson. Going to start here as well, but it does look like a few drivers fall into the back of the pack here. Looks like Paul Trax and Magus Anderson going to start from the rear here, so that's going to move Matt Pridgeon up into the 8th position here. Trevor Doyle, Trent Bailey, Jordan Miller right there rounding out our top 11 with Paul Trax and Magus Anderson bringing up the rear of the field as Keegan Brown, the triple nickel, gonna get ready to set these drivers loose. Is down out of quarter number 4. We see the green flag fly as we end all the anticipation with our feature presentation. The QuickTime Promotions IMCA Modified Series is underway here from Lanier National Speedway as Keegan Brown leads us down at a quarter number 4. He's going to pick up the lead lap here on lap number 1 as he's out in front and having some fun. Right there behind him, the gunslinger AJ Hunsinger in position number 2. He's got Jaden Sheehan and Jared Murphy right there behind him. The 5 ride trying to find a run to the outside here of that 33 machine. Quickly trying to work himself up to the front of the field. James Murphy right there in position number 5 is the 65 ride rolling right there. He's got Chris Cox behind him in the 515 machine. Is Matt Bridgen there in position number 7 in that beautiful P14 ride, looking very fresh out there on the racetrack. Trevor Doyle, Billy Deming there behind him. Jordan Miller back there in 10th with Trent Bailey, Magus Anderson, and Paul Trax bringing up the rear of the field in that sweet Victory Apparel number 68 ride. Some contact right there in front of him. Jordan Miller up into the fence, so isn't Magus Anderson. Jordan Miller collected there. We see Trent Bailey collected as well. Some pretty heavy damage on a few of these drivers, a few of these cars. We will take a look back and see what brings out our first caution flag of the evening, as it looks like Unfortunately, some contact. A little deeper in the field here, and it just looks like they're going to run out of room right here. The 09 washes up the racetrack over the nose here of the 38 ride of Jordan Miller. Then they all kind of get tied together there. Oh, baby, what a ride right there for the Bitcoin Boys racing ride. There, the 7 ride getting some heavy contact right there, but Jordan Miller hard up into that outside fence there after some pretty hard contact between himself and that number 09 ride. As they got tied together, Trent Bailey hard up into him here, up into the outside wall. Then 09 goes down into the 7 machine of Anderson, and then from that point on, it's on like Donkey Kong, and some heavy, heavy damage for a few of our competitors out there on the racetrack. We'll take another look at it and see what continues to happen here for Mangus Anderson, as Anderson just trying to hang on to this ride, just trying to keep it from collecting more drivers or getting into more carnage out there on the racetrack. Yo, Dude Guy, Brian, what's good, dude? Dude Guy coming in, showing the love here as you go. You see that contact right in front of him, and up into 2 wheels there, and then unfortunately the car just will not turn, gets up into the outside fence. Some pretty heavy damage there for this ride. As man, that's a tough break right there. A tough break, a tough hit. Going up that high into the air, up onto 2 wheels, definitely going to damage some suspension parts, and unfortunately some pretty heavy right front suspension damage here on the 7 ride. See him trying to turn that wheel to the left. The car just goes dead straight. As not much he can do from that point. Just trying to hang on to it, trying to keep it out of trouble, as we'll get ready to stack them up, rack them up, go back to green flag racing here in this one, as the green flag going to be displayed here in just a few short moments. We do see a couple drivers just trying to get back out onto the racetrack, get lined back up, as you do see Trent Bailey back out there, the 68 ride of Paul Trax, Trevor Doyle back out there. We do see Mangus Anderson catching up to the rear of the field here as well. So everyone back out onto the racetrack, nobody stuck down pit side, and that means we are ready to rock and roll. We're ready to go back to green flag racing. The Triple Nickel Majulase Speed Shop, Sweet Victory Apparel, Warrior Wraps, VLR Triple Nickel ride of Keegan Brown out in front, looking for this green flag once again with his Majulase Speed Shop teammate there to his outside, as Jaden Sheehan starting in position number 2, as we are back to green flag racing. A great restart right there for Keegan Brown, as Brown back onto the lap pedal in a quick hurry here, putting that 555 ride out in front and trying to hold off the rest of the field here for the rest of the racing action here this evening. He's got a lot of tough cookies back there behind him, though, as Jaden Sheehan there in position number 2, trying to reel him in. You see Jared Murphy getting some great runs down the bottom side of the racetrack. James Murphy right there with them, as hang on to it, the 33 ride of AJ Hunsinger sliding backwards here just ever so slightly. Now getting under fire here from Chris Cox and Matt Bridgen, is Bridgen right there with them, trying to work that 14P machine underneath the 33A as they battle back here for a top 5 finish. 55 ride of Billy Deming there in that beautiful looking 55X machine. Back in the 8th position, Trevor Doyle, Paul Trax, the 7 ride of Mangus Anderson, Jordan Miller and Trent Bailey rounding out the field here in this one, as Bailey definitely still feeling the after effects of the hard contact that he had moments ago to bring out our first caution flag of the evening. As Keegan Brown continues to lead the way, Brown out in front, showing him how to get it done. You see Jaden Sheehan starting to work himself around the racetrack, trying to find some different lanes, some different runs out there, trying to find something to jump up here and make that move around that triple nickel ride. But Keegan Brown just showing some absolute great skill and some absolute dominance here in this one. Just continue to hit his marks, not make those mistakes, keep the car pointed in the right direction, and trying to hold off the rest of the field. He hasn't been able to open up much of a gap, but he's been able to just keep these drivers back at bay and really not let them get to his inside or to his outside out there on the racetrack. As they all continue to keep on battling, keep on racing hard out here. You see that one ride of Jared Murphy right there in that 3rd position. James Murphy right behind him, trying to figure out a way to get this 65 right to the front of the field. Now, with these IMCA modifieds, these things have a little bit of a different setup than what we would normally run in the UMP mods, as these things definitely got a bit more tire pressure right in them, trying to make them a little bit harder of a tire than what we would see in a regular Hoosier tire on one of the IMC modified rides. So these things have a bit of a harder tire, and that's going to eat up these tires a little bit more. So tire wear is a factor. Even though we're only doing a 40-lap race, tire wear could definitely come into play here. Drivers hard on that right rear could see some, right rear percentages quickly falling down and falling backwards in a quick hurry. So you've got to think slowly throughout this race. When's a good time to start saving? Do you have to save? And when do you put the hammer down and try to work yourself back up to the front of the field? As right now, Keegan Brown definitely isn't saving anything. He's out in front, continuing to just keep on rocking and rolling, keeping these drivers back there behind him. My daughter is cheering on Jared Murphy. It says Jarrett, but I'm assuming you mean Jared Murphy in the one ride, the SpongeBob car right there. As you see SpongeBob on the side of it there, looking all angry-like on the side of that one ride as he's working, trying to get himself up into position number 2 here. Jaden Sheehan, though, having a great run up there on the high side as the Majula State Speed Shop VLR Sweet Victory Apparel ride just keep hitting their marks up there on the high side, not making those mistakes, keeping the rest of the field back here at bay. But that one ride is coming in a quick hurry. It's Jared Murphy continuing to work to the inside here of that 5 machine. Some great racing action. My boy Uncle Bot coming in, showing the love as all around goes Jared Murphy. The caution flag will fly here once again. Jared Murphy turned around. There goes the 09 at Trent Bailey as well. And our second caution flag of the day is going to fly. See if we can get a good look at it here in this one. Contact right there off the corner 4, and just unfortunately, these two have been running great together here, pretty close in comparison in lap times, lap after lap. This time just looks like, Jaden maybe just not as tight to the wall as I think what the one ride was expecting, as one was washing up the racetrack there. Unfortunately, he gets up into that 5 ride, gets spun around, sliding backwards down the racetrack. Here comes Chris Cox, going to get a good piece of him right there and a good piece of the outside fence as a tough break right there for Chris Cox, just trying to stay up and out of the way of it. Unfortunately, the one ride slides right up in front of him, and then everyone else diving down low, trying to get out of the way, trying to get underneath that one ride to avoid any additional contact or damage there on themselves. And you do see the 09 ride there where Trent Bailey definitely having some issues, as we'll take a look back and see what happened here to this 09 ride. As he saw that happening in front of him, unfortunately just trying to get onto the binders maybe a little bit too much, gets the car loose, spins it up into the outside fence. It digs in, goes for a quick loop-de-loop, but luckily enough, not too much damage there for that 09 ride. My boy Skylar Pruitt! Mr. Pruitt coming in and setting it off. Are you kidding me, Skylar? Are you kidding me, brother? Coming in the 500-star dono. Are you fucking kidding me, brother? My gosh, I appreciate you, my boy. I appreciate you coming in with your generosity and your love, coming in, flexing here again in this one. The big flexing out of my boy Skylar Pruitt coming in with the big love, 500 stars and the like on the stream. Let's get a hashtag Pruitt up in the chat here. Skylar coming in with the big love here in this one, as brother, absolutely insane. Insane, man. You've been way too generous, way too kind. I appreciate you, brother. I appreciate you. Coming in showing the big love again, coming in with the big love here in this one as we get ready to set them back loose. We're going to get ready to go back to green flag racing. The triple nickel, Keegan Brown out in front. He's looking for the green flag as somehow Trevor Doyle up into position number 2 here, as 024 ride going to move up on the outside lane, and he restarts back there in that second spot as out in front. The triple nickel, Keegan Brown, continues to lead the way here as here comes that 65 ride. James Murphy down on the bottom side of the racetrack. Matt Bridgen working himself up through the field here, as well as that P14 ride, trying to work himself up into position number 3 as they go almost 3 wide here at the front of the field. Keegan Brown trying to hang on to it as my boy Skylar Pruitt says, forever and always, boo, forever and always. Oh, you'll make me blush, you'll make me blush. Keegan Brown out in front. He's definitely just trying to hang on to this one now as that triple nickel ride out in front, but he's got a lot of fast cats. Right there behind him is the League of Outlaws ESD performance ride of Trevor Doyle working the outside lane here. He's got the 65 of James Murphy right there inside of him. Here comes that P14 ride, thinking about trying to make it maybe a little 3 wide back here for position number 2 as they're almost going 3 wide up here for the race lead as James Murphy, Matt Pridgeon, Paul Trax now trying to work himself up into that picture. So is Magus Anderson. Is Anderson going to work to the inside of that 68 ride? Jordan Miller right there in the 7th position as they see Jared Murphy trying to work himself back up through the field in the 9th spot. AJ Hunsinger, Billy Deming there as well in 11th. Jaden Sheehan back there in the 12th spot. Trent Bailey off the racetrack, so a tough break for the 09 of Trent Bailey is out in front. Keegan Brown continuing to show these drivers how to get it done. Yo, Andrew, Mr. Ainsley coming in. What's good, Andrew? Andrew coming in, some mashing that thumbs up on the broadcast as well. How are you, Mr. Ainsley? How you doing this evening? Hopefully you're having yourself a wonderful day, a wonderful Wednesday. It's not only we have this race, we got this broadcast, but we got another big broadcast coming up after this one as well. So make sure you guys hit that like button, hit that follow button, hit that share and subscribe button if you're watching over on YouTube. And make sure you have those bell notifications turned on. That way you never miss it when we go live here on PeaceMaker Gaming. Is out in front. Keegan Brown continuing to lead the way. The VLR Majula Speed Shop ride out in front here with the QuickTime Promotions IMCA Modified Series as he continues to show these drivers how to get it done here in this one. The laps are getting clicked down in a quick hurry here. Things coming to a close. Drivers running some great lap times, still running some good times out there on the racetrack, and things are going to get a little bit tighter as the caution flag going to fly once again. Our 3rd caution flag of the evening is going to fly, and we will take a look back and see what happened here as it looks like Chris Cox, unfortunately, going to get tied up in this one. A little bit of 3 wide here as he's going to get up into Paul Trax there ever so slightly as he bounces off Trax. He comes down the racetrack and into the 1 ride there of Jared Murphy, and it's unfortunately things getting tight out here on the racetrack. Everyone trying to get everything they can, and little 3 wide unfortunately does not work out there for Chris Cox as bounces him around and up into that outside fence, pointing in the wrong direction, and a lot of damage there for that 515 ride, but he'll try to get that car pointed back in the right direction and rocking and rolling here once again in just a few more moments as we'll get ready to go back to green flag racing. Yo, Cody Horton, my boy Cody coming in, showing the love. How are you, Mr. Horton? Coming in, showing the love, some mashing that thumbs up on the broadcast. How are you, brother? How you doing today as we get them ready to rock and roll, ready to go back to green flag racing. Out in front, it is that triple nickel ride of Keegan Brown continuing to lead the way here as the VLR Majula Speed Shop Warrior Ramps 555 ride out in front, trying to hold off James Murphy, Trevor Doyle, and Matt Pridgeon out there on the racetrack as he's going to try to quickly slide up in front of the 65 ride. A big run down to the inside here for James Murphy. Is door to door down into corner number 3. The slide job out of the 65 ride. Murphy going to slide right up in front of Keegan Brown, and we get a new race leader here at Lanier. So a new race leader here as James Murphy going to jump up and take this race lead away. Keegan Brown now trying to hold on to that 2nd position as Matt Pridgeon working down to his inside. Trevor Doyle right there as well as here comes that 1 ride of Jared Murphy in the 33A of AJ Hunsinger, both battling here for the top 5 here. Is that 33 ride currently in the 5th position, trying to hold on to it as Jared Murphy continues to work to his back bumper. Magus Anderson back there in position number 7 in that 7 ride with Jordan Miller there in position number 8 in the 38. Billy Deming back there in 9th, and Paul Trax rounding out our top 10. Chris Cox there in 11th. Jaden Sheehan back in position number 12, and Trent Bailey in position number 13 is out in front. Getting that lead a few moments ago. He's been able to work himself up to the front of the field here. James Murphy looking to try to run away with it, but we're going to get another caution flag late in this race. Oh, brother, a late race caution flags is it sounded like the 515 ride here. Chris Cox running into some issues. Oh, yeah, the bottom end sounds like it just fell out of that 515 ride as he sent it down into the corner. Unfortunately, couldn't get off the racetrack quick enough as the 5 ride was rolling up to him. But we'll get a good look at this one, and just unfortunately, I think the bottom end just falls out of this car. Pretty good front end damage, and down through corner number 1 and 2 here, you see a big puff of smoke come out of this car right there, and it just loses power, unfortunately. You hear a pretty good clunk. Let's go to full speed. You'll hear the audio of it. You know what? Let's jump right on board here with Chris Cox. We'll get a good sound of it. There it goes. You hear that bottom end fall out of it. The car turns off. Just down the racetrack. He takes it right down pit side. Unfortunate break there for that 515 ride. Is down pit side, and he's going to fortunately be there for the rest of this race. As we got him stacked up, racked up, in back to green flag racing. James Murphy out in front, sees that green flag fly quickly back onto the lap pedal. James Murphy out in front. Matt Pridgeon trying to hold on to position number 2 as Trevor Doyle trying to look down to his inside. Doyle trying to work himself up into position number 2 is AJ Hunsinger, the gunslinger, right there in position number 4. Keegan Brown right there in that 5th position as Brown working to the inside of that 33A, trying to hold on to a top 5 here as our race leader for a lot of laps early in this race. Just trying to keep it together here. Bounces up and off of the 33 right there. It's tight racing back here throughout the field, but out in front, it's all James Murphy. As Murphy continues to lead the way down into quarter number 3. Nice and easy. Rolling the outside group here. He is going to see that white flag fly, this time by the start-finish line. So one more lap left to go. I thought we only had 1 lap left to go. We have 2 laps left to go here in this one. It's down through quarter number 3 and out of quarter number 4, this time by the start-finish line. He's going to see that white flag fly. So one more time around for James Murphy as Matt Pridgeon trying to hold on as the slide jump there, and Trevor Doyle. Doyle trying to work himself up into position number 2. A little bit of contact there, not too much, and unfortunately, they are not going to catch our race winner, James Murphy, here from Lanier in the QuickTime Promotions IMCA Modified Series. As he gets it done and parks that 65 ride yet again up in victory lane. Matt Pridgeon right there in position number 2, and Trevor Doyle going to come home in position number 3. AJ Hunsinger, Jared Murphy are top 5, but it's all James Murphy here in this one as Murphy gets it done, picks up the checkered flag, and parks the 65 ride up in victory lane. What a run and what a drive here out of that 65 ride. We'll get ready. We'll jump up into the broadcast booth here with our race winners in our top 3 here on the evening as they put on a heck of a show and a heck of a race for us. And man, they went to battle there late in this race. A lot of beating and banging, a lot of battles out there on the track, and slowly but surely we saw the 65 ride of James Murphy work himself to the point here and picking up another big checkered flag for that number 65 ride. As we'll get ready, we'll jump up into the broadcast booth here with our top 3 finishers as we'll wait for them to jump into the waiting room here in the QuickTime series. Looking for them, hoping that they jump in here soon enough. Man, what a run, what a race, though, for James Murphy as he's able to get it done and pick up the checkered flag here in this one. Being able to work that number 65 right to the front of the field there. It didn't look for a while that anyone was going to be able to work themselves around Keegan Brown, but I think Keegan Brown just going pretty hard there at the start of the race, burning up the equipment, unfortunately kind of making it so that he had less of a car late in the race, and I think that's what really affected, what really hurt that 555 ride of Keegan Brown as he slid back to the 6th position there in the late runnings of that feature event. And obviously James Murphy just so smooth out there on the racetrack, able to just slowly but surely pick away at it and work himself up in to the race lead. As Matt Pridgeon up into position number 2 and Trevor Doyle there in position number 3. Matt Pridgeon also picking up the hard charger there, up 5 spots on the racetrack, is only 4 drivers were up positions in this race as Jordan Miller went up 5 positions back in the 7th spot. Trevor Doyle up 7 spots there in 3rd. Matt Pridgeon up 9 spots in 2nd. And James Murphy up 5 positions there in the top spot. So few drivers working themselves to the front of the field, a few drivers sliding backwards ever so slightly here in this feature event, but as the dust settles, only one driver can pull up into victory lane, and that is that number 65 ride of James Murphy. As I don't know if these guys are jumping into the broadcast waiting room or what these guys are doing. Not 100% sure. Interesting. Yo, Jaden, what's good, Mr. Sheehan? Jaden coming in, showing the love for like on the stream. Where's everyone for the post-race interviews, Jaden? Get them in here. Get them in here. Where they at? Where them boys at, bro? I don't see any of them up in here. Where they at? Where they at? Get them in here. Get them into the Discord for their post-race interviews. Or unless if they don't want to do post-race interviews, then it's all good. Oh, shit, we had no idea you were live? What do you mean? What do you mean you had no idea I was live? Of course I'm live, brother. Of course I'm live. I never miss a race, my boy. I never miss a race, okay? Come on now. Come on now. Come on now. It's all good, though. It's all good. Listen, it can be a quick one here. We can quickly hop off and give us time to get ready for our next race, and we can get ready for the next one. So it's all good. Drivers don't want to do post-race interviews. It's all good. It's all good. No worries. No worries. It's just going to be a quick broadcast, but at least that way you guys can watch it and get through it quicker if you guys watch the replay. So at least you can move through it a little bit faster out there. Fine with me. Fine with me. I just need the A-OK or wait to see if I see anyone jump into the Discord here because I haven't seen anyone jump in here. I haven't seen anyone in here yet, so... So we just been waiting, patiently waiting to see if guys get in here or not, you know? Don't think anybody's coming. Give it 2 more minutes. Then you're good, brother. All right, sounds good. Sounds good. We'll give her a couple minutes. We'll go back through it and take a look at the running order there. As I said, 4 drivers were able to work themselves towards the front of the field here. Only 4 drivers advancing position from where they started. And one of them being our race winner, James Murphy, up 5 spots on the racetrack. A great run and a great drive there for that number 65 ride. But an even better run, moving himself to the front of the field there late in this race. I'm sure Matt Pridgeon would have loved to have had a few more laps, maybe another restart late in this race as he was right there in that 2nd spot. It says they're in the waiting booth. Okay, let's go. He got him in here. All right, let me see here. This is gonna be James. Yes. Hey, James, it's Darren up here in the PeaceMaker broadcasting booth. Do you get a copy?
Yes, sir.
James, man, what a run, what a race. It kind of seemed like, that 555 front of Keegan Brown, AJ Hunsinger, the 5 of Jaden Sheehan were going to be so tough to beat here early on in this feature event as you were back there in that 4th position trying to just kind of hang with them, not really pushing the subject too much. Obviously trying to save a little bit of that car for late in this race. We were able to make some moves later on and up into the front you go here as you make those final couple moves, jump into the lead, and from that point on you never look back as you cruise home here to another victory here in the QuickTime Promotions IMCA Modified Series. Take us back through this race. What was going through your mind there throughout that race and how you got it done?
Kind of started a little further back than I would have wanted, but I knew I had to take care of my tire, so I tried to get to the bottom as fast as I could and just ride. And I was able to move up in the 4th right there, and I hate to see what happened with Jared and Jaden. It looked worse from when I was racing, but I hate both of them got put at the back for that. And once I got the second on one of those restarts, I was able to get past the leader. I think I had a little bit of tires than he did, so we was able to get it done.
Absolutely being able to get it done as the 555 right there. Keegan Brown was definitely on his A game right from the get-go, really hard on the tires and just trying to open up a bit of a lead, which is a decent strategy here. After the latest update with iRacing, the tires don't play as much of an aspect now. They don't seem to burn up as much as they used to, but they still burn up quite a bit, especially with these, a strange setups with the IMCA modified style of a setup. Definitely still burns the tires off a lot better than what we see in a regular race with just a regular iRacing setup. But you were able to just keep on keeping on out there, keep those tires underneath you. He was burning them up there, and whether it was 5% or 10% difference on that restart, you were able to get a good launch, a good run, work to the inside, and just eat away at it. And then all of a sudden you get the outside lane, and you're able to just drive right around him there as he used the, little bit of an extra grip advantage there to the outside lane, and him with the weaker tires down through the slick stuff on the bottom side. He wasn't able to hang with you, and you were able to just jump up and power down and get around that 555 ride. And then from that point on, you didn't really look back. You had a couple restarts, a lot of fast cats back there behind you, but you were able to hold on and pick up another checkered flag, man. Who would you like to thank for such a great run and great performance here this evening?
I want to thank you for broadcasting it, and QuickTime, and the League Outlaws, and Talking Dirt, and AJ Hunsinger for the rap.
Absolutely, a beautiful looking wrap, a beautiful looking ride out there on the racetrack, and a beautiful looking up here in victory lane once again today. James, congratulations on the win, congratulations on the great race, and we look forward to seeing you back out here on the racetrack and maybe right back up here on victory lane next Wednesday.
Sir, appreciate it.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, give it up for our race winner, James Murphy. Is Murphy coming home in that top spot, picking up the checkered flag here in this one. A great run there, as Keegan Brown says, I was on a skating rink at the end. Good race, though. Definitely a good race. A good battle out there all evening long between these drivers, man. It was a lot of fun. I shouldn't have taken that EOL. Love y'all. Lucky I'm nice. Yeah, you should have stayed up there. You should have stayed up there for certain. I don't think you really did anything. I think it was more Murphy coming up into the side of you. There was really nothing you could do there. I don't know. I think it was more Murphy getting up into you and just him kind of bouncing off of you there, then going around, and obviously the caution flag coming out. But the two of you coming together, puts both of you in the caution as members of the caution flag, but nothing intentional, nothing that you really could have done except for just trying to hold your lane there and keep the car out of trouble. But there's nothing you can do when Jared unfortunately just washed up the racetrack a little bit too far, got into you, and round he went. That's racing, though. That's racing. Racing by inches out there on the racetrack. As we get ready, we're going to pull in our second place finisher here, the 14 ride here this evening of Matt Pridgeon, as he's also our lucky dog, up 9 spots on the racetrack. We're going to pull him up into the broadcast booth. Trevor Doyle, so I'm assuming this is Matt Pridgeon. Hey, Matt, it's Aaron up here in the PeaceMaker Broadcasting booth. Do you get a copy?
Yes, sir. I got you.
Matt, man, what a run, what a race here for you. As not only are you able to come home in position number 2 here on the evening, you're also able to pick up the Hard Charger Award, as well as you're able to pick up 9 spots out there on the racetrack, having to pass a lot of fast cats, work that 14 right up into that second position. Do you feel like you had anything there late in this race for that 65 right of James Murphy? You had another caution flag maybe to get another attempt at him. Do you think you had something for him there late in this race?
I'm gonna be honest with you, no, sir. I don't think I did. I used my tires up to get there, where I was, but I'm gonna tell you something. James, he's one of the best iRacers I know. So he's super fast no matter what we're in. So he's always tough to even just keep up with. So I'm just happy to come home second. Finish 1-2.
Absolutely. Anytime you can finish behind that 65 ride, knowing that you had yourself a good night and you stayed within striking distance of him, definitely means that you had a fast, hot rod out there on the racetrack yourself. As late in this race, you were able to click him off and pick up a few spots there late in this one, getting around Trevor Doyle and Keegan Brown and working yourself up into that second position, man. Take us back through this race and just how you were able to get it done. You started, back in the 11th position. You had to pass a lot of cars here, work yourself up to the front of the field, and going around 9 of these fellow competitors is a no easy task.
No, sir, sure isn't. But early on in the race, I think I may have picked up a couple of spots, and then me and Chris Cox were running a little hard, and me and him made a little bit of contact. I got loose and lost a couple positions, and then we had a caution come out, and I was 8th, and then by the time we took the green flag, I was 4th. So again, I was I feel like I got handed this, but I'm gonna take it. But no, that last green flag run racing with Trevor, that was pretty fun too. Me and him were sitting in the waiting booth talking about it.
Absolutely. It's always a good thing to hear when drivers can get out of their cars and talk about how much fun they had out there on the racetrack. Not talking about, this guy hit me or this happened or that happened, that was good or bad or anything else, but being able to come out with a smile on your face, know that you had a good night and a good run, definitely making it that much better. And always what we look for when drivers jump out here and jump up into the booth is just having a good time. And, whether or not the night went their way or not, it's still, as long as everyone had fun, that's all that matters if they're on the racetrack. But Matt, yeah, definitely had some fun out here in this one. A lot of great racing action, and you're able to park that number 14 right up here in position number 2. Who would you like to thank for such a great run and solid performance here this evening?
Well, I'd like to thank you guys for broadcasting this race. I forgot to thank y'all last weekend, so I'm gonna make sure I thank y'all this week. And Jordy for putting this here series on this. It's been a fun one. I think I missed one race, so I don't know how I'm gonna do on points, but yeah, I'd like to also thank my buddy Ryan Williams with the Facebook page Talking Dirt. And yeah, that's about it.
Beauty. Well, Matt, a great run, a great drive, and we look forward to seeing you back if they're on the racetrack next Wednesday, and hopefully we'll see you right back up here in the broadcast booth, and maybe one spot better and in front of James Murphy and out in front in the next one.
All right, thank you, sir. Y'all have a good night.
You too. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, give it up there for our second place finisher. Matt Pridgeon is coming home here in position number 2. A great run and a great drive there for that 14 ride as we'll get ready to pull in our third place finisher, Trevor Doyle. As Doyle coming home here in position number 3, we'll pull Trevor up into the broadcast booth. Hey, Trevor, it's Aaron up here in the PeaceMaker broadcasting booth. Take a copy?
Yeah.
Trevor, my boy, a great run and a great drive here for you in this one as you're able to work that 024 ride up to the front of the field here and, up inside the top 3 for quite a bit of the end of this race and able to hold on there for that third place finish late in this one.
Yeah, it was definitely a good run. I'll take it. I haven't done good these last couple weeks. I think since the last time you actually did the League of Outlaws, I haven't really done better than the third. So I'll take it. I'm happy about it. So.
Absolutely. Definitely a decent run, a strong performance here for you. We saw you up in second there for a little bit. That final caution flag kind of definitely put you back under the fire there as you had, obviously, Matt right there working your outside, then down to your inside, and you guys duking it out back there for position number 2, allowing James Murphy to just, do what he does, and that's open up a advantage there and pull away from you guys. But you guys duked it out for that second spot. You had AJ Hunsinger right there in the mix, and Jared Murphy trying to work himself back up there to you as well. But it came right down to the end between you and Matt for that second spot. He was able to get the one up on you, but you got to feel pretty good with the outcome here this evening, as not only were you were one of 4 drivers to advance position in this race from where you started, up 7 spots on the racetrack, and you got to be feeling pretty good about that one, coming from 10th to 3rd and being able to park it up here on the podium.
Yeah, it's definitely a really good feeling to be able to do this good. Like I said, I haven't done good in a while. My throttle pedal spring is starting to take a crap, so I've been trying to change that all night. Never got it done, so I thought I was going to do terrible, but I think that ended up saving my tires a little bit. So it was a really good run.
Definitely a great run and a great performance here out of that 024 ride. Trevor, congratulations on the third place run here in this one. Who would you like to thank for such a strong performance out there on the racetrack?
League of Outlaws, these guys over here at QuickTime Series.
Beauty. Well, Trevor, congratulations on that third place finish.
Boosted Fat Guys Sim Promotion, our other broadcaster that we use. Yep, thank you.
Beauty, Trevor. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Congratulations on the great run. Congratulations on that third place finish. And we look forward to seeing you back out here on the racetrack next Wednesday. And hopefully we'll see you right back up here in the broadcast booth with some momentum being built after that great third place run.
Yep, thank you.
Perfect. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, give it up there for Trevor Doyle as Trevor coming home there in position number 3. A great run and a great drive out of that 024 machine as he comes home in that third and final podium finish. Unfortunately, though, that is going to do it for us here in this one. We're going to be back, though, in just a few more minutes as we're going to be back with our second broadcast of the evening. We're going from the dirt track to the asphalt as I do believe we're headed to California. We're headed to the West Coast here, headed to Auto Club Speedway with the Slingshot Sim Racing Series coming up here in just a few more moments. A huge field of drivers, a huge field of NASCAR drivers out there on the racetrack getting ready to run that beautiful Auto Club Speedway. Rest in peace as it has been torn down, but we're headed there as we're not running any of the road course races like the real NASCAR schedule is. We're basically following that schedule, just no road courses in there. So, you know, people that like road courses, there's some that do, there's some that don't. You know, sometimes it's nice to mix it up and have one or two in there, but NASCAR obviously has a bunch of them, and the team over there at Slingshot Sim Racing Series deciding not to run them, so it is what it is. But we're going to get ready here for that next broadcast. We look forward to seeing you guys back in here for the next one, and if you haven't already, make sure you guys hit that like button, hit that share button, hit that follow and subscribe button. Make sure you have those bell notifications turned on. That way you never miss it when we go live here on PeaceMaker Gaming. That way you guys never miss the racing action here on the channel, as we're going to call it there on that note. In this one, thank you guys all for tuning in. Huge congratulations again to James Murphy picking up the checkered flag here in the QuickTime Promotions IMCA Modified Series live here from the beautiful Lanier National Speedway, as we're going to call it there on that note. Thank you all for tuning in, and I'll see y'all here in the next one in just a few more moments. Peace out for now, baby. Peace out for now, ladies and gentlemen.